Hey guys, welcome to another episode of On Another Line. In the past couple days I've had a couple questions about asking what kind of camera equipment I use and what kind of camera equipment do I recommend for people just getting into the videography game as far as like making fishing videos or outdoor videos. So that question is kind of has a lot of different branches I can go. One of the main things is I'll tell you about the equipment that I have. Some of the equipment is pretty high-end stuff. I'm not expecting you guys to buy that stuff right off the bat. It's something I bought years into the process. And I'm going to talk to you about my my recommendations if you're just trying to get into this stuff. The camera that you see this video right here being shot on is a Canon XA30. It's one of my most high-end cameras that I own. I bought it about 3 years ago when I was really getting, rolling with my YouTube channel, and I wanted to make better quality videos. So that is a Canon XA30 that you see right here. This video is being shot on. But my most high-end action camera that I own is this GoPro Hero 6 Black. One thing that you'll notice here, and hopefully the camera will focus here on it, is that my screen actually, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this or not, but my screen actually, you can actually see it right there. My screen has a crack in it. It's right down here. I had this thing in a pool the other day. It was still waterproof. I'm going to email GoPro about that because this thing has not been mistreated at all. And it does have a crack in the screen. I was in a pool with it the other day for pretty much 3 or 4 hours. Under the water all the way down to 5 feet, and the thing still functions correctly, and there was no water issues there, so it may not affect it in any way. The touchscreen still works as it should, so maybe that's just a cosmetic issue there. But if I were to tell you guys what camera to get into the ball game with as far as making outdoor and fishing videos would be, I would definitely start with a GoPro. I would start with a GoPro Hero 5 or a GoPro Hero 6, whatever you can afford. The reason I like the 5 and 6 better than the 4, I have GoPro Hero 3, 4, 5, and 6. I've bought them as they came out. I'm affiliated with GoPro now, which is awesome. I have a sponsorship deal with them. I still have to pay for them, but I get a discount. But this GoPro Hero 6, one of the cool things about this, the 5 as well, is I connect this to a Yolotek Powerstick 53-inch. What that is a stick that allows you to plug it into your boat's navigation port, and it powers this GoPro all day. One thing that I want to mention, if you do that, make sure you open the battery compartment here and take that battery out. Because what happens is the GoPro firmware on here actually takes the power from the battery, and what happens is the battery will keep running until the battery goes dead, and as long as the battery's in here and dead, the charger can't keep up with it to charge it. So take the battery out, plug it in there, run it solely on the 12 volt from your battery, from your boat. One thing that I will say is that the coolest thing about the GoPro Hero 5 and GoPro Hero 6, in my opinion, especially if you're going to power it externally via your boat's power or what have you, these things are voice controlled. For example, GoPro, start recording. You hear the famous beep there from GoPro, see that it is recording there. GoPro, stop recording. Stops recording. That may seem menial to a lot of you guys. However, I fish a lot of tournaments. I fish a lot of times where I don't want to be hassled with going back and turning this thing on or off and saving the footage. So that is huge for me, especially if I have it on the power stick in the back of my boat. I can just turn around and give those commands. The GoPro stops. It continues on when I tell it to start, and then I have that footage. Another thing that I want people to understand about the GoPro is that there is a setting on here called looping. You can see there it says video looping there. What looping is, guys, think about looping as a snake going around eating its own tail. What happens is the GoPro creates a 5-minute loop of video. So it creates 5 1-minute sections of video. And it's actually 6 minutes. It creates an extra minute there because it's constantly, you know, re-recording over the first minute. What happens is I have mine set on 5 minutes. I wish GoPro had a 10-minute loop. It goes 5, 20, 60 minutes, and then maximum. So however long that your SD card in here, your MicroSD will go, it will loop the whole time. The reason I want a 10-minute loop is because sometimes I forget to start and stop the GoPro, so it gives me an extra 5 minutes to start and stop it. And sometimes, you know, fishing is so, you know, rapid fire that we're catching them that creating those chunks of data actually take longer to edit than they should. So I wish there was a 10-minute looping, but there's not. So when you have it on looping, again, what happens is it records the first 5 minutes of footage, and then it records back over those same amount, those 5 minutes. So basically, again, think of it as a snake eating its own tail, going around and around. So it creates 5 minutes and goes back to the first minute and starts re-recording over that. You know, why do I like that so much? Well, before that feature, I'd have to go through every minute of footage of an 8-hour tournament or 10-hour fishing day and try to find the few fish catches that we had. You know, 10 hours, catch 5, 6 fish in a tournament, because around here it's pretty tough. You go there, you know, it takes hours upon hours to do that stuff. So with this, the only thing you have to do is go through 5-minute sections of footage, so you can see, you know, usually you can go to those, the file format names, the file names of those files, go to the last one where you stopped it, and you will see your fish catch there, and if it's not there, go to the previous one, you'll see the fish catch, or something that you've saved. So, looping is a huge deal when it comes to creating fishing videos for me. But if I were going to come into the market with an action camera, I would go with the GoPro Hero 5, GoPro Hero 6. Again, the GoPro Hero 6 right now is the top of the line action camera that they have right now. This thing will shoot 4K video. Make sure that I'm not telling you this incorrectly. Yep. It will shoot 4K video at 60 frames a second. Here's what I'm going to tell you. If you're just now getting into the market and getting into the game of editing videos, creating any kind of videos, do not start out with 4K video. You have to have a super high-end computer to run, edit, and render 4K videos. They have there's a special codec called HEVC, and right now, I think Sony Vegas 14 or Vegas 14, what I use now, does not support the HEVC, but the Vegas 15 that just come out does. So make sure if you're going to shoot in 4K, one, you have a computer that's, you know, strong enough to handle that stuff, and two, your NLE, your non-linear editing system, whether it be Sony Vegas or whatever, you know, you're choosing to use, make sure that it actually will allow you to edit that 4K video. If I were to give you the best of the best, in my opinion, I would buy a Yolotek Powerstick 53-inch. You can pick those up. There's a link down below this video that'll save you a ton of money on one. Head over to the link there. You know, it doesn't have anything affiliated with me. You know, you're not going to see my name on there. If you follow that link, it's going to, you know, give you a substantial discount. Pair that with a GoPro Hero 5 or GoPro Hero 6, and the settings on those, what I would use is, if I were you, I would go no higher than 2.7K. So right here, 2.7K, 60 frames a second. And that interval right there, that's the looping interval. Turn that on to 5. So there's 5 minutes. So again, so you want 2.7K, 60 frames a second, 5-minute looping intervals, and the field of view is totally up to you. I like wide because it allows me to see all of my boat. There's actually one here called Super View that actually will allow you to see a lot of, you know, it's an amazing amount of stuff that you can see with that. I use wide more often than not. You can zoom on the 6. You can see the slider here on the side next to my finger, the white slider. What that is, guys, that's digital zoom, not optical zoom. What it's doing, the software, the firmware of this camera is actually cropping the video on the fly, and it's going to cause degradation of the video quality. So stay away from that if you want good quality. So I know somebody out there is going to have a question. Why would you shoot in 2.7K, 60 frames a second? A lot of times, especially on YouTube, what you're going to be uploading that stuff to is going to be 1080p at 60 frames a second. You're absolutely right. What you want to render that as more often than not is going to be, again, 1080p at 60 frames per second. The reason I shoot video at 2.7K is that my computer will handle 2.7K. I do render it out at 1080p, 60 frames a second, but if you have that extra resolution, that 2.7K resolution, you can do a lot of pan and cropping on your nonlinear editing system and not lose video quality. So again, if you want to zoom in on a fish jumping out of the water, you can do that at 1080p, but if you have a lot more resolution, even if you have a computer that will run 4K, you can zoom a lot farther in, with the pan and crop tool and not lose any kind of any video quality. So again, keep that in mind. My favorite setup, my favorite settings, again, is the GoPro Hero 6 Black attached to a Yolotek Powerstick 53-inch. Again, the Powerstick 53-inch actually goes into the boat's navigation port. You turn your boat's navigation lights on, and it actually powers your GoPro all day, which is cool. That's another cool thing, especially when I'm tournament fishing, because I don't want to be back there changing batteries every 10 minutes or every hour, or even every hour and a half, however long these things last, because that's time that my bait is not in the water, and that's time that I'm cutting myself out of potentially winning money. So having the ability to run this powered, and again, the power over here, one thing about it is, guys, the side plate on a GoPro Hero 5 and 6 allows this to be waterproof. When you pick up the Yolotek Powerstick 53-inch, get some of the putty that they manufacture as well, because what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to take this door off. Taking this door off is very simple. You pull it at an angle, and it actually will come off of there. This now will allow you to put the Powerstick power connection in there. And what the Powerstick does, guys, it has 2 USB ports on the top that actually will run either the standard cable that comes with your GoPro. You can plug it straight in, or if you want to, you can purchase a 4-in-1 cable from Yolotek. But you pull that door off, plug in the cable, and then you're going to put that putty around the cable here. That keeps it waterproof. Again, guys, that's my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. If you guys like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm uploading new videos. The next video series you're going to see here is St. Clair. I'm going there for 3 days this weekend, so it's going to be a smallmouth smash fest again. Twice. This is the second time this year. I'm super pumped up. So, again, guys, hit that notification bell down there. Hit the subscribe button. I would appreciate it. Thank you guys very much. If you guys want to see a video, make a comment below. I'll try to take care of it. But again, GoPro Hero 5 or 6 with a Yolotek Powerstick 53-inch. Make sure you have a big enough video card, or SD card, sorry, to last all day. Get a 128 gig and make it a class 10. Don't skimp out when it comes to a MicroSD card, because you're going to regret it if you do. So pick up a nice MicroSD card, Yolotek Powerstick 53-inch, GoPro Hero 5, GoPro Hero 6, and you'll be set. You guys can make some awesome videos. 1080p is what you want to render it as. Shoot it in 2.7K, 60 frames a second, 5-minute looping. See you guys.